What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned last week, today's video is going to be called The Rule of Thirds, and I'm going to tell you guys a little story about what it is, how I found out about it, and how you can use it in your everyday life. A couple of years ago, I was at the gym and having the most mad day. I told Spencer, my husband, that I felt like I was floating through my body. I didn't have any motivation, no pump, just meh. I was feeling like the meh emoji. And he asked if I'd ever heard of the rule of thirds. At the time, I hadn't, so I Googled it, and it kind of blew my mind. So, the rule of thirds, which was actually popularized by Olympian runner Alexi Pappas, states that when you're chasing a big dream or doing something hard, you're supposed to feel good a third of the time, meh a third of the time, and straight out terrible the other third. As humans, we think that this means we're completely failing, but actually, what it really means is that this is the process. And when I read that, I felt like someone had finally handed me a permission slip not to be fine all the time, which I desperately didn't know I needed. I started using the rule of thirds everywhere, in the gym, in my art, in job searching, gardening, motherhood, in every single goal that mattered enough to me to, you know, put me in each of those thirds. And when I say it helped, I mean it really, really held me on days when I wanted to throw everything away, including even earlier this week. So I literally still have to remind myself and look at this chart that I made to be like, which one of these am I? So for this video, I wanted to use the Squidwardville episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, one of the greatest shows of all time, to illustrate how that plays out. So we're going to talk about them. There's the first third. The first third is the best third. It's the high. It's the pink cloud. You're motivated. You're obsessed. You're a little bit delusional, but in the best way. And it's amazing. You're hyped. You feel that like intense kind of mania feel that you feel in the first 10 minutes of taking pre-workout.
I think I'll take my bike today. Now these neighbors know how to live. Wow, they have it! Canned bread! This town is great! It's even better in a group! This town is perfect! A clarinet trio!
And it doesn't last. And then once he's settled in, comes the second third. The second third is where the glitter in life starts to fade. You're consistent, you're disciplined, you're showing up, but it's giving meh. This is called your maintenance phase. There's nothing wrong, but there's nothing really sexy about it either or exciting. And this is a part of our lives, the movie of our lives, where we kind of want to skip over it, fast forward because it's too boring. It's the space between the spark, the inspiration, and the end point, the payoff. It's the construction zone, the liminal space of it's not where you were, but it's also not where you're planning on going. It's that middle ground. And then we get to the dreaded part of the episode where Squidward is absolutely miserable.
I sorta don't feel like playing my clarinet today.
This is the third third. This third sucks. You question your entire sense of worth. You start fantasizing about normacy. You Google jobs that you don't want or change your goals because you think they're just unattainable. You think about quitting just so that you don't have to care anymore. You're not just tired, you're like literally spiritually maxed out. Your thoughts can literally go full doom spiral. Maybe I was never good enough. Maybe the dream is delusional. Maybe I'm too late. I'm too old. I'm too ugly. I'm too weird. I'm too loud. I'm too much. Why am I even doing this? Here is the thing about that third. This is a third where people want to give up. This third isn't proof that you're failing. This is proof that you're still in it. That whatever it is that you're chasing means so much to you that you feel is terrible. And if you were done, you wouldn't feel this much or care this much. You would have nothing left. If you had nothing left, you wouldn't even be spiraling. You would just be numb. And that's kind of the beauty of it. The ache, that's your spirit refusing to flatten itself into a version that doesn't fit. At the end of the episode, Squidward goes completely feral. He loses his mind. He has a full Squidward meltdown and goes absolutely unhinged over a leaf blower. The same dang thing that got him to move to Squidville in the first place.
SpongeBob?
But what if that moment was actually not failure? What if I told you that that's the threshold moment, the place where the illusion cracks and something wild, divine, and painful finally breaks through? That's what happens in the third third. Not just fatigue, not just self-doubt, but the death of the fantasy, the one that you built your whole identity around. The idea that arriving somewhere perfect, aesthetic, peaceful would finally make you feel whole. And that's not real. In the third third, the fantasy dies violently, beautifully, sometimes endlessly. And I have painted myself as Squidward numerous times. Rigid, self-contained, extremely sarcastic, quietly spiraling in my own routine, miserable at everyone around me. I used to think of Squidward's breakdown as proof of failure, but now I see it as the only honest reaction to a life that stopped asking questions. Because here's a twist.
Hey, you're right, and I'm leaving ASAP.
Are you Squidward?
No.
Are you Squidward?
No.
Any one of these Squidwards could be the real Squidward, Patrick.
Oh, freedom! Woohoo!
Well, we know one thing. It sure isn't that guy.
He chooses chaos, SpongeBob, a life less curated, and not because it's easy, but because it's real. And that madness is what it could feel like when your spirit is refusing to flatten. And that's not quitting. It's actually remembering. So for me, the breakdown moment, late night spiral, drowning in my tears while my son sleeps next to me, the quiet, maybe I can't do this. It's become a sign that I'm actually alive. So passionately alive that it hurts. Sometimes when we arrive, when we get the job, we hit the milestone, the dream body, the validation we begged for, we wake up and realize the version of us who got here isn't even who we were anymore. But if you can stay, if you can sit through the ache, the discomfort, if you could sit through the mad days and the hard days, not to fix them or post them and not to hustle them away, just sit in the void, in the discomfort, in the not yet knowing, something amazing cracks open. Not a door back to where you once started, not a door towards certainty, but a door towards something real. Maybe hope doesn't look like sunlight. Maybe it looks like going a little bit crazy in a place you thought you'd be happy. That means you still want more. And wanting more is not selfish. You're taught to chase success like it's linear. Like if you show up enough, you will win. But real growth is cyclical, it spirals, it loops, it burns everything down so something new can root. And in that third third, that's where the spiral deepens. It pulls you inward. Not to give up, but to maybe see it a different way. If you have watched that episode of SpongeBob and you also find it to be a favorite, I want to hear your comments on that. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, please go like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you guys next Friday. Peace.